So you've heard of carnivores and you've heard of herbivores, but have you ever heard of a localvore? If you want to find out more about living zero waste, how to shop plastic free and how to live well for less, then this is the channel for you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell notification icon so you don't miss a single video. Hi guys, welcome back. So today I am showing you my top-up shop from the market in town that was on today. So if you saw my monthly grocery haul video on Tuesday, then you'll know sort of what else we purchased, but you'll also know that I mentioned that we would need to buy more bread, more fresh produce and more sweets and chocolates for the rest of the month than what we had in that grocery haul. And I sat down with James yesterday and we talked about what kind of meal prepping we wanted to do and what sort of food we wanted to be able to have for the weekday evenings, because I mean obviously I struggle a lot with fatigue and tiredness with my illness, and James, when he comes home after work, really doesn't want to have to think and do complicated cooking, but we both want to eat a healthy, balanced, plant-based diet, and we were trying to do it zero waste, which means doing more of the legwork and the prep work ourselves at home. So we sort of talked through the options, and what I am going to do today is I am going to prep 4 specific things that we want to have in the freezer ready to go for those weekday evenings. So the first thing I'm going to do is, we really enjoyed the southern fried battered cauliflower florets. So I have got another big cauliflower from the market this morning, and I'm going to prep and batter it and then freeze it, and then when we want to cook it, I have bought a tiny little fryer basket. Now these, I mean, they're not actually really supposed to be used as fryer baskets, they're sort of twee serving dishes for chips, but it serves the purpose entirely of being a little stainless steel fryer basket. So when we were frying the cauliflower florets, and I want to do some rice crackers and things like that, we've just been doing it in a pan, but it's a little bit complicated to do it all at once. So what we think we're going to do is, we think we're going to have them frozen, get them out, pop them in and fry them, and then line them all up on a baking tray and put them in the oven to keep them all warm and hot until they're ready to be served all together, because the problem we had was that we couldn't fit that much in the pan at one time, and prepping and battering it, you're putting them in and they're coming out not all at the same time. So we decided it would make this process a lot simpler by doing the battering and everything first and freezing them, and then we just need to do the frying, and we can then keep them warm until it's time to serve. So this was £3 in the original factory shop, otherwise known as Toffs, and this was also something that I picked up there yesterday. So this is a 5 litre bottle of fairy washing up liquid. So washing up liquid is something that I've been struggling with, and I was having a look on the Facebook Journey to Zero Waste group, which I will link in the description box below, and it seems that a lot of people have been struggling with this. None of the solutions are really great. So what I decided to do was to look for the biggest bottle I could find, and I've been hunting for quite a while. The biggest bottles that I could find were sort of 1.75 litres, and this one is 5 litres and it's fairy, and I really believe that you shouldn't skimp when it comes to washing up liquid, because the cheap imitation brands are just not as good and they don't last as long as you know, the more expensive washing up liquids. So this actually worked out at £1.60 a litre, and the biggest bottle I could find in Asda was £1.85 a litre, so it is a good cost per litre for fairy liquid. So I'm quite pleased with that, and that was just a chance find when I went in for the frying basket. So I've just come back from the town market. I will put a couple of photos over here to show you the different stalls that I go to. So I go to the vegetable stall at the market, and I get all my loose veg there, and they're quite happy to fill my little canvas bags, or they have paper bags there that they will fill for me. And I got some interesting mushrooms. I really like the idea of using my dehydrator and drying some mushrooms. I also got a load of these potatoes. Now, this potato is about the size of a human head. These were called Big Boys, and they were 5 for £1 or something at the market. So I got a load of them, and what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be prepping them for frozen chips. So we've got some southern fried potato wedge mix, seasoning mix, and I'm going to be covering the cauliflower and the chips with this mix. I'll mix it in with fail. Hang on, that will do. So yes, so I'm going to be doing southern fried frozen chips, and I'm going to be doing southern fried battered cauliflower florets, which are going to go in the freezer. The other thing that I want to meal prep today is bean burgers and pizzas. So I did a video on my pizza prepping a couple of weeks ago, and I'm basically out of those, and I'm going to do the same process again. So I also got some plum tomatoes and some red grapes loose. I was really pleased with the seedless red grapes loose because you don't get that in the supermarket, so I was really chuffed with that. All of the fruit and veg today came to £7.20. So next I went to the baker's, and the baker has a stall at my local market, but they're also at a lot of other markets in the West Oxfordshire area, up as far as like Banbury, Witney, Leighton Buzzard I think he said as well, and Buckingham. So all sort of spread around this baker, but we got some bread from them a couple of weeks ago and we really liked it. So I went back and I got 2 giant tiger bread bloomers because I love a bit of tiger bread. I have bought some flour and I'm going to try and do that, but I've got too much baking and meal prepping to do today without that. And some seeded bloomer, which we really enjoyed the other week as well. So I will freeze this and we will take out and use as needed. The other thing I picked up at the baker's was these really yummy looking Chelsea buns. And my shop at the baker's came in at £8 something. I can't remember what the change of that was, but £8 something. And then I found the sweet stall, and he had loads and loads of the jelly sweets that we like. So I picked up £10 worth, which is pretty much 2 Kilner jars. So then the only other thing I wanted to mention was that I have been stocking up on some more of the glass Kilner jars because with the dehydrator and with the baking that we've been doing, and we've been prepping a lot of food that we would otherwise have bought and stored in plastic bags, we've run out of containers again. So I didn't want to go out and buy more plastic Tupperware. So I have decided to go out and invest in some glass jars again, and these were £1.50 in Asda, and the smaller ones, which are 550 millilitres, were £1, and these ones are 1 litre. And also on the front of my smaller jar there, you can see I got some little blackboard stickers, and I've got a little blackboard pen. And I can write on the front of the jar what's in it, and if necessary what date it was made, so that I can know when we've got to consume it by. So that's the sort of method that I've got going on. The other thing I think I will say is, if you are buying fresh produce in canvas bags. When you get it home, take it out of the canvas bags. If you're putting it in the fridge, or if you're putting it in a fruit veg rack, something like this, if you leave it in the canvas bags, because it breathes moisture, the fresh produce, the canvas bags will go like mouldy looking. I've seen a lot of people mentioning this to do with produce bags on the zero waste groups, so I thought I would bring that up as well as just a little hint and tip. So I'm going to cover the meal prepping of my pizzas, chips and southern fried cauliflower florets, and I'm going to be freezing those all up for us for weeknight evenings. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to put you on time lapse while I do a lot of meal prep today. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really does make a huge difference. And if you want to see more video like this on how to live plastic free, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.